Honorable Men Discord. Dr. Umar has a dilemma. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification button, and by all means, join the conversation in the comments. So, I did not initially plan on discussing matters of Dr. Umar. Why? Because, number one, I'm a supporter of what he is trying to accomplish, and I'm definitely not part of those individuals that feel as though it's okay to talk down on his efforts, or feel as though it's okay to question whether or not he's real about what he says. All right. Now, is Dr. Umar perfect? No. And I'm sure if you asked him if he thinks he's perfect, he would say he's not. Are any one of you all out there perfect? No. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. And the reason why I say this is because this is not just a Dr. Umar thing. I would encourage those of you to just get in the habit of, if you have nothing nice to say about a person, don't say it at all. It's just that simple. Don't devote energy towards things that doesn't really matter. What matters is, what are you doing? What type of energy are you putting out into this world? And with that being said, I have some things queued up about regarding Dr. Umar and the dilemma that he's facing. And one other thing I needed to add is that I had an opportunity to meet Dr. Umar, take a photo with him when he came out to New York City, particularly a lecture that he had in the Bronx. So I had an opportunity to meet him, listen to his lecture. Also, I picked up a few books, one of which was one of the books that he put out. And I just respect what he's attempting to do. Now, I know it's been some time since he spoke on putting together an academy for boys, starting with the FDMG Academy. And then he also purchased a building right across the street from that academy. And for those of you that have been following this channel since its inception, you would know that I had an opportunity to pass by the campus in Delaware, which it's one of my earlier videos. It's still up, by the way. So I had an opportunity to see his campus live and in person, and it was a testament of the fact that he spoke about doing something and he's in motion. Now, regardless of the length of time of that motion, I still appreciated the fact that he spoke about it and it's in motion. I followed Dr. Umar when the building was just bought, when there was no paint on the outside, there was no paint days. He had people come out and help paint the interior. When everything, the electricity wasn't working, because I remember he went in the building with a flashlight. So I followed him and knew of him since the school was bare. And I'm saying that to say this. No, the school's not open yet, but I was proud to see that he was trying to accomplish something. So with that being said, no, this is not an episode to bash him. No, I don't intend to bash him, regardless of his shortcomings, regardless of the situations that's been out there, I want to say months ago, regarding his relationship with his daughter. I'm aware of that. I chose not to cover that on the channel. Why? Because if we dig deep enough into any of our closet, you're going to find shortcomings and less than men out there. All right. We're going to find all reasons to say, oh, this guy he's not a stand-up person, because look at this. No one is perfect. And as long as we remember that and we carry that with us daily and we stay humble, that's a start in becoming more honorable. All right. Honorable is not about being perfect. I think it's more of trying to be consistent in doing what's right. So with that being said, I am still a supporter of Dr. Umar, regardless of his woes. Why? Because he's someone who spoke about doing something that would benefit a community, and I respect that. And that goes for any one of you out there. Any one of you out there have an idea or a vision, and you actually put it into play, I would support you just the same, because I like the fact that you're trying to do something to build up a community, build our community, which is clearly broken. I think we could agree on the fact that our community is broken. So I applaud that. So let me in any event, I don't want to, go off track too much. I have three things queued up. The first one is what I'm about to play is Dr. Umar explaining his dilemma, and then I have the video following where he's explaining that the dilemma is continuing. It's like the dilemma got a little bit worse. And then the final video, I have something else queued up. But then we'll speak about it after. All right, so let's get into this first video to catch those of you up to speed that are unaware of what's going on with Dr. Umar.
This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th, that's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. This morning,
I don't know if he's implying that, well, clearly he's implying that Tyler Perry had something to do with this without saying Tyler Perry's name. He doesn't want to have to deal with it. In addition to having a frozen account, he doesn't want to have to deal with a defamation lawsuit, which I understand why he decided to say Medea, and then he mentioned pastor, disrespecting the pastor. I don't know which pastor that is, but he's basically saying he thinks that Tyler Perry and a pastor has something to do with his account being frozen, which anything is possible. These people have money, and that's not me being naive. Anything is possible. If you think it's impossible, I think that would be you being naive. For anyone who thinks that it's impossible that Tyler Perry, because he may have said some stuff that Tyler Perry didn't like, and he goes viral from time to time. I'm not going to use the word famous, but most people know who Dr. Umar is, and he himself will say that he's unapologetic about the stuff that he says. He's unapologetically a Pan-Africanist. Hopefully I said that right. But so he may have said something about both men, and they decided to see if they could sabotage what he's got going on. Now, I'm not here to say whether or not that's true or false, but anything is possible. Anything is possible, if not from them, from just individuals that don't like the fact that he goes on platforms and speaks the way he speaks about, I guess, other races. And I'm not saying his whole message is negative, but he's unapologetic about his beliefs and how he feels about certain things. And I respect a man, period. It wouldn't matter what race they are, that is unapologetic about what they stand on. We don't have enough of that in this world today. And if you agree with me, let me know you agree with me in the comments. If not, let me know why you disagree with me, and let me know in the comments, But I respect that. Now, he knows, I'm sure he would have to know that when you speak like that in public spaces, on podcasts and things of that nature, how you say it, where you say it, when you say it more than enough times, it ruffles feathers, and some people will try to sabotage what you got going on. He's experienced vandalism at the FDMG Academy more than once, outside, and I think most recently inside the property. Someone broke into the property and vandalized some of the walls, if I'm not mistaken. So that comes with the territory when you're trying to start something that some people don't want to see succeed. It comes with the territory when you have a perspective that some people don't agree with. It comes with the territory. But let me go into the next clip, and we'll continue to speak further.
On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools, informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs? They were going to sell our schools behind our backs. They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no notice by email. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. But luckily for us, Sister Ra Ebony was able to get the paperwork off the Marcus Garvey School before the haters stole that paperwork. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe that they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. I believe that they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. We received no letter in the mail. We received no email. We received no phone call that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door. In a low-income neighborhood, they put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape. They put a notice on the school front door with a rubber band and masking tape. On August the 5th.
Do I think he's making that up? Doesn't sound like he's making that up. Doesn't sound like he's making up. And you might say, oh, you just biased because you already stated that you're a supporter of Dr. Umar. No, I'm using logic here, right? So you mean to tell me, now regardless of the claims of whether or not he mismanaged money, one thing we know that's for certain, at least I can say I know for certain, is that the school existed because I was physically standing in front of the school. Again, if you check one of my older videos from when I first started this channel, you'll see I was out there in front of the Fredless Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. The lights were running, cameras were on the wall. You don't purchase a property to pretend like you're going to build something. You don't have paint days where you have cameras filming people inside the place painting if you don't intend to open a property. For those of you that think that all of this was just for show, let me know why you think it was just for show. All right? Because one of the things I mentioned in that episode when I was literally in front of the academy when it was dark, because I want to say I was in front of the academy around 6 p.m. at the time, and this was in January or February, so it was dark at the time, right? We had the running lights. I know there's a name for those lights, security lights or whatever it was, but it was lit. The front of the school was lit because of the lights with the cameras. You're not spending money on that on the electricity for a property that you really have no intention of doing anything with it. It just doesn't make sense. He's not going to go through all of that for no reason. Now, whether or not portions of the money was used for other things outside the school, I'm not here to debate that. I don't know. But the fact is he purchased it when, like I said before, he purchased that property, those properties, I should say, because the one across the street he also purchased. He purchased those properties when there was no electricity. And I've seen how it looked when he first purchased it to how it looks now. And a lot of progress was made. All right? Which I applaud and I salute. Now, is it possible what he's saying is true? Absolutely. It sounds like it makes sense to me, too. That would be a way to try to snatch the building from him. You don't want to give too much notice, and then when he finally finds out, you want it to be a short period of time for him to muster up the 40 grand because you know that his account's frozen. All of this is happening within the same time frame. And I noticed there's some channels out there that's clowning him and stuff like that, like, oh, look at him. The Dr. Umar is begging for money. Like, first of all, the man, he's a perfect example of how, again, none of us are perfect in this world, and we need to start with admitting that we're not perfect. He's a perfect example of how it's your own people that relish laughing at you when you're not succeeding. Meanwhile, you're out there fighting for them. Now, regardless if you all agree with some of the stuff that he says, and yes, he from time to time says some funny things, when he's on interviews, and he does some things that I guess he just does it because that's who he is, and he's just trying to be comical. The man is very intelligent. Forget the comedy and the things that he says, the slogans he says. The man's very intelligent. And at the end of the day, or I should say at the beginning of the day, he's trying to accomplish something to benefit the black community. But yet it would be the same community that is ready to see him fail, and videos popping up left and right trying to tear him down. And I'm definitely a man of the underdog. I'm a man that supports underdogs because I consider myself an underdog all throughout my life. So I'm never going to stand on the side of those who's laughing at Dr. Umar and trying to clown him. I'm going to stand with Dr. Umar. Whether things come out that or he did something wrong, or he incorrectly, or not honorable, I'm going to stand with him. Why? Because I appreciated what he was attempting to do, or the idea of what he was trying to accomplish. And because he's not perfect and I'm not perfect, so if it turns out that he did things incorrectly, I won't be happy that that's a true fact, but I'm gonna still stand with him. Right. So let me go into the last clip of what he has to say.
That's all I'm going to say. So still frozen brothers and sisters, we're supposed to hear back Friday. Us to run around. We ain't got our check back. So we about to operate attorneys. Attorneys is about to get involved because we were told that when your account gets canceled, you're supposed to get your refund check for the amount that was in the account. We have not received that yet. So there's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters. There's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters, but we're going to take care of all that. Stay patient. Stay positive. Stay patient. Stay positive. They messing with our bills. They messing with our automatic payments. They messing up a lot of stuff with this frozen account. They froze me and they froze the school. They froze me and they froze the school. But that's all right. That's all right. We're going to stay patient. We're going to stay positive, and we're going to see what they say on Friday, no later than Monday. But we need our check back so we can open up a new account and keep the ball rolling. We need our check back so we can open up a new account and keep the ball rolling. There's a lot of... That's all I'm going to say.
So I pretty much said everything that I feel that I believe was necessary to say. I said it all. I stand with Dr. Umar. He's going through this dilemma. I believe it is calculated. I don't know who's exactly behind it. I don't think he's just making this up. Because one thing, if you go back to the first clip that I put up, he was advising that those that were willing to donate, not donate because their account's frozen. He said hold off on that. All right, so it's not like he's trying to still receive money. He said hold off on that for now as we figure this thing out. Listen, I wish him well. I wish him well. Keep pushing forward. Clearly he knows there's people that have hate for him, and he still pushed forward regardless of that hate. There's always going to be people that have hate for you when you're trying to do something that they feel is impossible or that you're not worthy of accomplishing. There's always going to be those people out there. Many of you have your own personal stories of people who hated on you because you spoke of greatness, and because they didn't achieve greatness or weren't brave enough to attempt greatness, they try to talk you out. They try to take you out of your goals, out of your vision. They try to keep you where they're at. We all know stories like that. And listen, I wish Dr. Umar nothing but the best. I wish him success. I hope that everything works out with this, that he doesn't lose the buildings, I should say. And that's all I'm going to say on this. Like, I don't wish any ill will on this man. Again, this is a man who I was able to meet in the Bronx at one of his lectures. And he means well at the end of the day. And he's a man looking to better the community, even if it's from a small vision, even if it's from a place of what some may seem is not beneficial to all of us. He's still trying to do something with a community in mind, where he could just be selfish and create a business that benefits his pockets and his pockets alone. He's trying to educate the minds of those young African American boys coming up in this world, which I gotta respect that, because what's the alternative? Who else is doing something positive? And I'm not talking about celebrities, so Don't tell me about celebrities and what they're doing or what they've done. They have the money to do that. He did it from the ground up. And he was real selective on who he would work with, and he turned down people. He said that in previous interviews. He's turned certain people down because he doesn't want anyone to influence the vision and then end up trying to take over and change the curriculum and the stuff that he has planned to do. And he's entitled to do that, by the way, also, because this is his vision. So if anyone out there has an issue with the vision that he wants to create, you know what to do. Either say nothing about it or create your own vision. Make your own vision happen. For those people that have questioned, oh, it's taken so long for the school. Has it taken long? It has, but those of you that say that it's been taking so long, do you actually know a faster way? If you do, and if you're passionate about doing something similar to what he's doing, start it and show the rest of us that it could be done sooner. But you'd have to do it the same way he's doing it, from the ground up. But we don't see people popping out like that, trying to start their own school. Just something to think about. What's your thoughts on it? I'm here for it. I'll be in the comments. Dr. Umar, as I said before, this is not a slander video. I support you. I salute you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. That's all I have on this episode. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay honorable.